The Sphinx is a creature whose origins are steeped in both mystery and a blend of cultural myths, especially in the realms of Egyptian and Greek mythology. While the Sphinx is often most recognized for its role in the Greek tale of Oedipus, its roots go much deeper, spreading across civilizations and symbolizing different ideas based on the context in which it appears. In ancient Egypt, the Sphinx was depicted quite differently than in Greek mythology. Known as the guardian of sacred spaces, the Egyptian Sphinx had the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh or god, symbolizing power, wisdom, and protection. The most famous of these is the Great Sphinx of Giza, which has stood watch over the Giza Plateau for thousands of years. Egyptian sphinxes were male, usually portrayed as serene and protective figures who represented the might of the gods or the divine power of the pharaohs. To the Egyptians, the Sphinx was a symbol of stability and endurance, a creature that safeguarded the tombs and temples of the deceased. The lion's body symbolized strength and royalty, while the human head symbolized intellect and leadership. In contrast, the Greek Sphinx, with her more sinister role in myth, was a female figure that symbolized danger, riddles, and death. The Greek version had the same combination of a lion's body and a human head, but added wings, heightening her terrifying presence. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx was not a protective figure, but rather a destructive force. She was sent by the gods, or in some versions of the myth by the goddess Hera, to terrorize the city of Thebes as punishment. The Greeks saw their Sphinx as a monster who represented the forces of chaos and obstacles to human progress. The blending of these two traditions, Egyptian and Greek, gave rise to the image of the Sphinx as both a symbol of guardianship and mystery. Over time, the Greek version became the most well-known, primarily due to its connection with the Oedipus myth. However, by understanding the creature's Egyptian roots, we gain insight into how ancient civilizations viewed the balance between power and intellect, danger and protection. The Sphinx became an enduring figure because she embodied the complexities of life itself, both a guardian of knowledge and a threat to those who failed to understand her riddles. The Sphinx is most famously associated with her riddle, which she posed to those who attempted to pass her on the road to Thebes. This riddle is perhaps one of the most well-known puzzles in mythology. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 in the evening? Those who failed to answer correctly met a gruesome fate, as the Sphinx would devour them. This terror kept travelers and citizens alike at bay, forcing the city of Thebes into a state of paralysis. The significance of the riddle lies in its deeper meanings. At its surface, it seems like a simple question about the stages of human life. Crawling as a baby, walking on 2 feet as an adult, and using a cane in old age. Oedipus famously solved the riddle by answering man, thereby ending the Sphinx's reign of terror over Thebes. But the riddle holds more than just a literal interpretation. It serves as a metaphor for the journey of human existence, with the different stages representing birth, growth, maturity, and the inevitability of decline. In the context of the story, the riddle also represents a kind of trial that Oedipus must pass to claim his destiny. It is not simply a test of intelligence, but one of insight into the human condition. The fact that Oedipus solves the riddle suggests that he has an understanding of life's complexities, but as the story later reveals, this understanding is incomplete. His tragic fate unfolds because although he can answer the Sphinx's puzzle, he cannot solve the greater riddle of his own life and identity. The irony of the Sphinx's riddle is that while Oedipus succeeds in this moment, it foreshadows the deeper questions he will later fail to answer about his own past and future. The encounter with the Sphinx and her riddle has become one of the most enduring moments in mythology, symbolizing the idea that human beings are constantly faced with challenges that test not only their intellect, but also their understanding of themselves and their place in the world. The meeting between Oedipus and the Sphinx is one of the most pivotal encounters in Greek mythology, not only because of its immediate impact on the city of Thebes, but also because it marks a turning point in Oedipus's life. The Sphinx had terrorized Thebes for some time, posing her riddle to anyone who attempted to enter the city. When Oedipus, who was fleeing his own uncertain destiny, encountered her, the stage was set for one of mythology's most famous showdowns. At this point in the story, Oedipus had already been caught in the web of fate that would ultimately lead to his downfall. Unbeknownst to him, he had killed his own father, King Laius, and was now on the road to Thebes, where he would eventually marry his mother, Jocasta. The Sphinx represents both a literal and metaphorical obstacle in Oedipus's path. To enter Thebes and claim his future, Oedipus must first overcome the challenge she presents. When Oedipus correctly answers the riddle, the Sphinx is said to have been so shocked that she either threw herself off a cliff or simply died on the spot. This victory brings Oedipus instant fame and leads to his becoming the king of Thebes, as the people hail him as their savior. However, this moment of triumph is deeply ironic, for it is the very act of solving the Sphinx's riddle that sets Oedipus on the path to fulfilling the terrible prophecy he has tried so hard to avoid. The Sphinx, in many ways, acts as a gatekeeper to Oedipus's fate. By defeating her, Oedipus believes he has mastered the forces that threaten him, but in reality, he has only sealed his doom. The Sphinx's role in the story is therefore more than that of a simple villain or obstacle. She is an embodiment of the cruel, inescapable nature of fate in Greek mythology. Her defeat marks the beginning of Oedipus's tragic realization that no matter how clever or powerful one might be, the forces of destiny cannot be outwitted. The encounter between Oedipus and the Sphinx also highlights a key theme in Greek mythology: the relationship between human beings and the gods. The gods often use figures like the Sphinx to challenge mortals, testing their resolve and understanding of the world. Oedipus's victory over the Sphinx is thus both a moment of human triumph and divine manipulation, as the gods use this moment to further entangle him in the prophecy that has been cast over his life. In many ways, the Sphinx serves as both a warning and a lesson. Her role in the Oedipus myth reminds us that while knowledge and intellect are powerful tools, they are not enough to escape one's destiny. Oedipus may have solved the riddle of the Sphinx, but he cannot solve the riddle of his own life until it is too late. The Sphinx's presence in the story underscores the theme of inevitability that runs throughout Greek mythology, where even the greatest heroes are ultimately at the mercy of the gods and the fates. The story of the Sphinx and Oedipus endures because it taps into universal questions about human existence, fate, and the limits of knowledge. The Sphinx, as both a literal and symbolic figure, challenges us to consider the riddles we face in our own lives and the answers we seek. In her myth, she remains an enduring symbol of the mysteries that lie at the heart of human experience. The Sphinx, in both Greek and Egyptian mythology, carries with it a wide range of symbolic meanings that go far beyond her role as a mere mythological creature. She has long represented paradoxes and deeper truths about the human condition, power, mystery, and the unknown. In ancient times, myths were used as a way to explore and explain the mysteries of existence, and the Sphinx, with her mix of human, animal, and divine features, became a symbol for many of life's most challenging questions. One of the most prominent symbolic aspects of the Sphinx is her dual nature, combining elements of both human and animal characteristics. The lion's body represents physical strength and ferocity, while the human head symbolizes intelligence, reason, and logic. This combination of traits makes the Sphinx an embodiment of the struggle between the rational mind and primal instincts. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx uses her intellect to pose riddles, but her animalistic nature drives her to destroy those who fail to solve them. This dichotomy represents a tension between civilization and savagery, between human reason and the darker, uncontrollable forces of nature. The Sphinx reminds us that while human beings may pride themselves on their intellect, they are never entirely free from the primal forces that reside within. In addition to representing the balance between human and animal qualities, the Sphinx also symbolizes mystery and the pursuit of knowledge. The very act of posing a riddle makes her a figure of intellectual challenge and discovery. In ancient Greece, where philosophy and inquiry were highly valued, the Sphinx was seen as a gatekeeper to hidden truths, guarding the answers to life's most important questions. Her riddle, simple on the surface but profound in its implications, mirrors the kind of questions that philosophers grappled with, questions about human nature, life, and the passage of time. To solve her riddle was to gain insight not just into the world, but into the self. The Sphinx's role as a symbol of mystery is also closely tied to her association with death. In many myths, including the story of Oedipus, those who cannot solve her riddle are devoured, meeting a swift and brutal end. This connection to death highlights the idea that the pursuit of knowledge is not without its risks. In Greek mythology, those who seek the truth often face dangerous consequences. Oedipus's journey is itself a quest for knowledge, and while he succeeds in solving the Sphinx's riddle, he ultimately falls victim to a deeper truth about his own identity, one that leads to his downfall. The Sphinx, therefore, becomes a symbol not only of the search for answers, but also of the peril that accompanies such a quest. Her myth warns us that while knowledge can bring power and success, it can also bring destruction if not handled with care. In Egyptian mythology, the Sphinx carried different symbolic meanings, but still represented profound ideas about life, power, and the divine. The Great Sphinx of Giza, which guards the pyramids, symbolizes the pharaoh's role as both a protector and a ruler. The lion's body signifies strength, while the human face suggests wisdom and leadership. The Egyptian Sphinx was often seen as a guardian of sacred spaces, standing watch over temples and tombs. In this context, she represented the link between the physical world and the divine realm, a figure who guarded the passage between life and death. Throughout history, the Sphinx has also come to symbolize the unknowable and the enigmatic. Her presence in mythology reflects humanity's fascination with the unknown and the desire to understand the mysteries of existence. In many ways, the Sphinx serves as a metaphor for the ultimate questions we all face, questions about life, death, fate, and the meaning of existence. Just as Oedipus had to confront the Sphinx to continue on his journey, so too must we confront the riddles of life as we seek to understand our place in the world. The Sphinx has proven to be an enduring figure, transcending her origins in ancient mythology to become a prominent symbol in modern culture. Whether in literature, film, art, or popular media, the Sphinx continues to captivate the imagination and evoke ideas of mystery, intellect, and danger. Her lasting influence speaks to the power of myth and its ability to resonate across time and cultures. In literature, the Sphinx has appeared in a variety of forms, often as a symbol of the enigmatic and the dangerous. One of the most famous literary references to the Sphinx is found in the work of 19th-century French poet Charles Baudelaire, who used the image of the Sphinx to represent the complexity of human experience. For Baudelaire and other writers of the time, the Sphinx symbolized the tension between knowledge and mystery, between the desire to understand and the limitations of human understanding. The Sphinx's role as a guardian of secrets, posing riddles that few can answer, made her an apt symbol for the intellectual and existential challenges faced by modern thinkers. In the world of art, the Sphinx has been depicted in countless ways, from classical sculptures to contemporary interpretations. The enduring appeal of the Sphinx as a subject for artists lies in her combination of beauty and danger, intellect and power. The image of the Sphinx, with her regal and imposing presence, has been used to explore themes of mystery, femininity, and the interplay between human and animal nature. Modern artists have also drawn on the symbolism of the Sphinx to comment on the complexities of identity and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. Film and popular media have also embraced the Sphinx as a symbol of mystery and intrigue. In many films, the Sphinx is portrayed as a figure who holds the key to some great secret or hidden knowledge. Her role as a guardian of riddles makes her a compelling character in stories that explore themes of adventure, discovery, and intellectual challenge. The Sphinx has appeared in various forms, from ancient ruins guarding lost treasures to mystical figures who challenge the protagonist with riddles or tests. Her presence in these stories reinforces her role as a figure who embodies the tension between knowledge and danger, between the quest for truth and the risks involved in pursuing it. One of the most prominent examples of the Sphinx in modern media is her appearance in fantasy and adventure genres, where she often represents the final obstacle that the hero must overcome. In these stories, the Sphinx poses a riddle or challenge that tests not only the hero's intellect, but also their character and determination. This portrayal of the Sphinx as a gatekeeper to higher knowledge or hidden treasure reflects her ancient role as a figure who stands between the known and the unknown, the material and the spiritual. The Sphinx's influence extends beyond literature and film into popular culture more broadly. She has become a symbol of intellect, enigma, and power, often used in advertising, branding, and even as a cultural icon. The Sphinx's image, with its combination of human intelligence and animal strength, has been adopted by companies and organizations seeking to convey a sense of mystery, wisdom, and authority. Her lasting presence in the public consciousness speaks to the power of myth and the ways in which ancient symbols can take on new meanings in contemporary contexts. The Sphinx continues to inspire new interpretations and adaptations, serving as a reminder of the enduring appeal of mythology and the timeless nature of the themes it explores. In an era of rapid technological advancement and increasing uncertainty about the future, the Sphinx's role as a symbol of mystery and intellectual challenge feels more relevant than ever. Her image reminds us that no matter how much we learn or how far we progress, there will always be questions we cannot answer and mysteries we cannot solve. The Sphinx, with her eternal riddle, challenges us to continue seeking knowledge while acknowledging the limits of human understanding. In this way, the Sphinx remains an enduring symbol of the human condition, a figure who represents our quest for answers, our confrontation with the unknown, and the delicate balance between intellect and instinct, wisdom and power. Whether guarding the gates of Thebes or standing watch over the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx's presence in both ancient and modern culture reminds us of the complexities and paradoxes that define our existence.